Tiana's second restaurant was everything she had dreamed of. Golden light spilled from the windows, music floated through the air, and the smell of gumbo and beignets made everyone smile. But making that dream work meant Tiana worked all the time. She woke before the sun to check deliveries for her first restaurant. Then she hurried to the new one to greet the cooks. She tasted every pot of soup, checked every table, and answered 100 questions. Her feet ached, her coffee grew cold, and dark circles lived under her eyes. But whenever someone told her to slow down, she shook her head. "Dreams don't rest," she would say. Her husband Nevin worried. Her friends worried. Her mama came to visit, and her heart sank to see Tiana so thin and tired. "Baby, you need to rest," Mama said gently. Tiana just smiled a tired smile. "I can't, Mama. What if everything falls apart?" One rainy afternoon, a tall woman with a long braid and kind eyes walked in. It was Queen Elsa of Arendelle. She had heard about the famous beignets. Tiana was too busy to be starstruck. She pointed to a table and hurried back to the kitchen. But Elsa did not sit. She watched Tiana rush around, shoulders tight, never stopping. It reminded Elsa of someone she used to be. Later, when the restaurant grew quiet, Elsa found Tiana in the kitchen peeling shrimp. "Chef Tiana," Elsa said softly, "I see how hard you work." Tiana laughed a tired laugh. Elsa smiled. "I used to be like that. I thought I had to do everything alone." She paused. "I have a week before I go home. Let me help you. Free labor." Tiana almost said no. She always did things herself. But she was so very tired. "All right. Thank you, Your Majesty. Just Elsa, please." So Elsa came to work in the kitchen. At first, Tiana thought teaching someone would be more work. But Elsa was quiet and quick. Then, strange little things began to happen. Tiana would go to the big walk-in cooler for onions. The bag was always right in front, easy to reach. She never had to dig or climb. She would reach for cream for a sauce, and it would be perfectly cold. Not too warm, not frozen solid. Her mug of iced tea sat on the counter all day. Hours later, she would pick it up, and the ice cubes would still clink happily, as fresh as the moment she poured it. One hot afternoon, the pastry chef panicked. The butter for the croissants was too soft. It would ruin the flaky layers. Tiana sighed, ready to tell them to start over. But when she looked at the butter, it was firm and perfect. She could have sworn it was melting just seconds ago. At the end of the week, Tiana realized something. She was tired but not exhausted. She had not had a single headache. She had even sat down to eat a whole bowl of gumbo, something she had not done in months. On Elsa's last night, they sat on the back steps. City lights twinkled above them. Tiana held her mug of iced tea. "It was perfect," Elsa Tiana said slowly. "Strange things happened this week. The cooler was always organized. My tea never got warm." Elsa smiled a little, secret smile. She looked at the mug. "May I?" Tiana handed it over. Elsa held it for a moment. A tiny swirl of frost danced around the glass, catching the light, then disappeared. The mug felt cool and fresh again. Tiana's eyes went wide. "It was you," Elsa nodded. "When I was young, I was afraid of my magic. I thought it was only for ice and snow, cold and lonely. But I learned it is about balance." She looked at the quiet kitchen. "This week, I did not freeze your dreams. I just made things a little cooler. The butter for your pastries. Your tea so you would drink it. The air in the cooler so things were easy to find. I tried to take away little fires so you would not burn out." Tiana stared at her mug, then at Elsa. A tear slipped down her cheek. It was not a sad tear, it was relief. "You do not have to freeze your dreams to protect them, Tiana," Elsa said gently. "A dream is not a castle of ice, it is a garden. A garden needs sun, yes, but it also needs rest and cool shade, or it will wither." "You were wilting." Tiana thought of her tired feet. She thought of her cold coffee and forgotten family. She thought of Naveen's sad eyes when she said no to a dance. "You gave me rest," Tiana whispered. "Little pockets of rest I did not even know I was missing." Just then, Navin appeared in the doorway, ukulele in hand. "Tiana. Are you all right?" Tiana stood up. She felt lighter. She walked to her husband and took his hand. I am more than all right, Navin. She looked back at Elsa, the queen with the magic of ice and snow, who had taught her the most important recipe of all. I am ready to learn how to rest. For the first time in a very long time, Tiana let the music lead her. She danced under the stars, her heart full and cool, just like a perfect glass of iced tea on a summer night. And in the kitchen, the butter stayed just right, all on its own.